Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, so now after understanding that how Ansible works, we'll have to uh, you know discuss primarily these two things. Okay, primarily these two things. So we'll put it up here, one section altogether: component of Ansible control server. Control server means ACS. Please understand that. I will from now onwards I'll use the not a full form but ACS. Okay, so now here, okay, so the moment you install Ansible, okay, you will get so many utility. One of this Ansible itself, you'll get Ansible hyphen playbook. Okay, you will get Ansible Vault. Okay, you will get Ansible doc. Okay, so plus many other tools also you can get it. Okay, which we'll discuss, and one by one we will use it. Okay, now this is the Ansible configuration file. So where typically it would be, so it would be there in the etc Ansible and ansible.cfg. Okay, this will be the configuration file which you have to work with it. Now let me tell you, the configuration files can be anywhere else also. You can set in the environment variables also, that is possible, but this is the default path actually. Okay, but you can set in the environment variable also. It's up to you, but typically we will use this one only because that's easy to remember and easy to handle it. Now what is an Ansible playbook? So now understand that here Ansible playbook basically is a, for time being, let me tell you, it's a YAML file. Okay, or you can call it a script which would execute which would execute in where ARS. Now ARS means remote server. So this is a playbook or script which will execute in the things. Now at a high level, this is I'm talking about uh, Ansible inventory. So here it's a file for time being. Okay, it will get complicated over the period of time. I'll complicate slowly, but for timing it's a file. It can be many other format also. So it's a file which contains collections of of IP address of ARS. Okay, so these are the things. So Ansible playbook, Ansible inventory. So these are the things which we have. Okay, so understand that you have to install this tool. By default you get this configuration file. If you want to modify the configuration file, uh, if you want to modify the default behavior of Ansible, then modify the configuration file, and the script which you need to write it, I'll teach you how to write it, and then inventory. Okay, but something we will do here, and that is like how can we get started with, am I going to install Ansible? Am I going to write a YAML? Am I going to write an inventory file? Am I going to do that? So before that, let's have something in place, some direction, some process in place, and this is something we call it this one. So guys, let me ask you one thing. Let me ask you one thing. Now, let's say if you want to create a directory, so with just a directory, I'm telling you only one thing you want to do. Okay, think simple. I'm asking these questions to all of you. If you want to create a directory or start the services, stop the services, something like that, you want to copy some files. So would you write script, or would you just run the command and get your work done? What do you prefer? Tell me. What you would do? Tell me.
By both way we are doing. Sometimes for few servers we writing command. For most servers
No,
we go for
which is easier? Which will be easier? Just you want to create a directory or start the services. So which one you prefer immediately?
One line command.
yes.
One line command. Yeah. So same time saying, right? Why to see? I want to do only one thing. So why should I write a script? Because anyways I'm lazy person, right? Anyways I'm lazy person. Why should I write a script? Can't we do something from the command? So try to understand this. This flow is very important for all of you. See here, this is the part 1, this is the part 2, this is the part 3. Day 1, day 2, day 3, something like that. Okay, now please read it, important thing, because we need to understand well, and then we can do the things in a better way. See here, using Ansible, you do the server management, server configuration management. Now for that you have to write a script, which we have understood. Okay, but you know one thing, before writing a script, I think most of you are very familiar with the Linux command. So when you write a bash script, before writing a bash script, before you putting up the command in the bash script, don't you run manually first and check whether it's working fine or not? And if it is working fine, then put in the bash script. Don't you do that, all of you?
Yes.
Right, guys? Correct now? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, right, Rajesh.
Yeah, Rajesh.
Right.
Yeah.
Rajesh.
Okay. So something, yeah. So something, same thing I'm doing right now. Same thing. See here. Do you want to do one task? But why to do in the remote server? Why to do in the remote server? First, I will test in my local host. If it will work, then I will do in the remote server. So see, I'm talking about the one task only. It's like creating a directory is a one task. Starting a service is one task. Copying a file is one task. All I'm saying is one task, not hundreds of tasks. Only one task. First, I want to do one task. First, I will test in the local machine. If it will work, then I will same task I will try in the one remote machine. Remember here, I will not write a script for that. I will write a command for it. Yes, Ansible command. Why to write a script? Why to write a playbook? Okay, if I want to do one task, why should I write a script for it? I'll get it done using command only. Okay, so in Ansible, what we call it is ad hoc command. Please, will you remember all of you? What do we call it? Ansible ad hoc command. Why do we use it, this one? So guys, remember here, ad hoc command is very powerful. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. You know what? This one command, one task, you can execute in the one machine. If it is working fine, the same command, same task, you can run in the remote machine. And if that is fine, then same one task you can run in the multiple remote machine. So when we want to use multiple remote machine, then what do you have to do? What do you have to do? Remember what is the inventory? I told you, right? Remember? Easy definition I said. I'll complicate inventory and everything in a detailed manner later point of the time. Are you okay with it? Hello guys.
Yes, Raj.
Yeah, so here I want to run one task in a local host, then I want to run one task in one remote machine, but I want to run one task, only one task, but in this time multiple remote machine. And what to use? Inventory. And I want to do one task again in multiple remote machine using group in inventory. What is a group in inventory and what is inventory? For time being, I said inventory is a file which contains the collections of IP address of ARS. But what is a group in inventory? I'll discuss about it. Inventory itself is like a long topic. I'll discuss each and every topic. But if you want to do one task in one machine, one local host, remote host, multiple remote hosts, we don't need to learn scripting. We don't need to learn playbook. Ansible command line itself is a very powerful command tool actually, which will do all this thing. But you know, guys, maybe you want to do tens of things. So if you want to do tens of 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 of things, then you probably might not like command line. Why? Because you get irritated, right? Correct? You get irritated. So you want to put it in the script. You want to put it in the playbook. Then we will try, see here, do multiple tasks. But again, we can run multiple tasks in localhost, one machine. Again, same multiple task, which is in a form of playbook, will run in the one remote machine. Same multiple task will run in the multiple remote machines, but using inventory. Again, multiple remote machines using a group in inventory, here a group of group in inventory and environment directory and stuff like that. So slowly we'll learn more about this, the scripting. But once the scripting will become complicated, then we'll have to do something else. What? Role. Okay, role. So here, what is role? We'll discuss a little bit, but this is the third day we will get into this. So did you understand what we are going to do today? We will play with lots of things with ad hoc commands. Did you understand the flow? All of you?
Yes, right.
Yes,
So
Rajesh.
role,
Rajesh.
yeah. So role, for time being, what I'm trying to say, role is basically multiple playbooks plus many other things. Okay, so let's focus. This is the workflow which we have for the entire 3 days. We will use this. Okay, so this is the stuff. So guys, let's get started. So first thing, how to get started. So step number 1, I'll show you the demo, guys. All of you have a lab also and demo also. Okay, so first thing, what I should do, get a VM, one VM. I'll get you that VM, don't worry about it. Second thing, install Ansible. Okay, second thing. Third thing, step number 3, decide what do you want. Decide what do you want. I mean task to be performed in server. It can be local server, it can be remote server. Then step 4, using Ansible, run it. That's all. How to run it, what the command line to pass and all, I will discuss this one little later. These are the step 1 to step 4. Okay, so these are the things which you have to do that. So let me get started with it. So
This conference will now be recorded.
okay, so all of you, please look at my screen here. Now, first thing, I have to get a VM. So at a cloud machines, I got a VM created. I was having the VMs already. I just logged in it. This is the IP address. Now, what is the password? I'll give you the password during the lab time. Now, what I need to do, I need to install the Ansible inside it. Okay. By the way, let me tell you here, the machine which I'm using is CentOS 7. Okay, so please understand that. Now, how to install Ansible in Ansible and CentOS 7 and Ubuntu and all? It's a very easy instruction you will find on the Ansible website. But yes, every content I have refined it and put it at my portal also. So that's called devopsschool.com/blog. So let's say if you want to install Ansible, so I'll just type Ansible here in search box and install. That's all. Okay, and now here if I see Ansible installations here, how to install Ansible in RHEL 7. Here if you see that it's a AWX, so that's a different version which I talked about it, but right now I want to install the command line. Remember here we all are working on the command line. Day 4th we will work on the GUI tool, and day 5th we will work on the Python with customization of Ansible. So please understand that. So here these are the commands I need to run it. For the your reference purpose, I'm just storing it here. Okay, so now same command I'm running in front of you. So see here, this is a command either you can run using yum. These are the command which is for the Python based. So if you pip and all, you can also try it out. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing, I'm going to install the wget-y in front of you. I'm running all this command blindly. Now I assume because we are doing the server configuration management, so I believe all of you must be pro in a Linux or at least well versed with the Linux. So that way it will help you to understand all these commands efficiently and fastest way. Okay, so here you see that they're asking add that sudo become a root. So one mistake I'm doing it basically is each command I should run the sudo, because I am setting up the ACS for you. You don't have to set it up, but you need to understand all the stuff like that. Okay, so done sudo yum is does not update install package, nothing to do. It's okay, I will ignore it. So already installed. This I will update, I will skip it. Okay, I don't need it. I'm directly installing. This is the command which will install Ansible. Remember, just yum install Ansible -y, and all the required packages and all, it will automatically install it. So I'm setting up the ACS for all of you. You don't have to install it. Just understand this. Okay. Now you see here, you got installed. Now you can stop the firewall or disable the firewall. That's conditional. You can skip it because for time being, I don't need it actually. Okay. So this is done, guys. Okay. So did you find any difficulties installing the ACS, all of you? Any difficulties?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Now next thing, so see here, get a VM, this is done. Install Ansible in ACS, that is done. Okay. Now I want to tell you which are the things which you have got it. So here I said very specifically, when you install Ansible, you will get a multiple tools also. So where do we look at those tools? So look at it. So you go to the which Ansible is there in the user bin Ansible. Now which version you have it? So Ansible hyphen version. So I got 2.9.21. Now this you have to get comfortable with. I repeat, you need to get comfortable with. Okay, so here which Ansible, you got the executable here. If you see that Ansible version, then I see config file location here. The same thing which I said, which is here. Okay, now here you look at it very carefully. It says search module path. So what is this module? I'm not able to understand what is a module. Okay, so we'll discuss that. And here you see some of the plugins. What is the plugins also? So that we need to understand, all of us, what is a module, what is a plugin. There is one more location, which is this is a configured module search path. That means probably the any module which will be searched here, but all the Python module is installed here. It says Ansible Python module location, so it's installed here. Now I'm not sure what is a module, but if you look at it very carefully, guys, look at this here. This one path is your user home only. See here, Another path is user share Ansible plugins modules. And this is the executable. And which is the Python version you have it? 2.7.5. It's a CentOS 7, remember. So yes, you have to understand this stuff in detail. Okay, but I said apart from this, you will get a multiple tools also. So where do we find out? Because Ansible executable is in user bin. So if I try ls, see here ls and Ansible and star. Okay, so like a regular expression I'm using it, and you see here all the tools you have got it. So now you have to understand this. We have to learn one by one each and every tool. So Ansible, see here Ansible 2, Ansible 2.7, Ansible config. So Ansible different version is there, okay? Ansible config, Ansible connection, Ansible console, different versions of it, Ansible doc, different versions of it, Ansible galaxy, inventory, playbook, pull, vault. So many utilities are there. We'll understand one by one all of this. So yes, once you install the Ansible, you get all this thing. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, now next thing is here Ansible configuration. So now this configuration file is here. Okay, this configuration file is here. I will not deep dive into that, but just at least I will understand what exactly it contains. So I repeat, I said here any behavior you want to change of what? Executable. These all are executable. These all are executable. So any behavior you want to change, default behavior which is hard coded in executable, you want to change, you can change using this configuration file. So in this configuration file, if you look at it, most of these options are commented with a hash. Okay, so again you have a description about these changes, and then you can uncomment and then do the changes. So it's up to you. All this stuff you can modify. It's a pretty long file. Slowly we'll get to know one by one. We will not jump and complicate the process, but this is the file which is you have to know that. Okay, so these are the second components which we got to know. Third component, anyways, we have skipped it for the day. Fourth component, which is inventory, I'll discuss in detail in some time, because here remember you have it. Okay, so local host is okay, one remote host is okay, but multiple, when it comes for multiple remote host, then inventory will be introduced. So that is a thing. Okay, so now this is also done. Now decide what you want to do. So we have to decide what you want to do. So task need to be performed. Okay, and then run it. So this is the stuff what we have.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so now the question was, third thing, decide what you want to do. That is important. Decide what you want to do, a task to be performed in the server. This you have to decide. So guys, remember what you want to do. Let's decide. So you have to go up. Yes. What is there in the server? Resources. What you want to do? What you want to do. So we call it, what can you do with the file? Tell me, what can you do with the file? Either you can create a file, or edit a file, or delete a file, something like that, right? You cannot do anything else. What can you do with the directory? Either you create a directory, edit a directory, or delete a directory. What can you do with the services, packages? So install the packages, uninstall the packages, right? Something like that. You'll do update the packages. What can you do with the services? Enable the services, disable the services, start the services, stop the services, restart the services. What can you do with the user? Add the user, edit the user, delete the user. What can you do with the group? Add a group, edit the group, delete a group. What can you do with the policies? What can you do with the policies? So typically add a policy, edit the policy, delete the policy. So typically understand that here, what kind of operations you want to do. So depends on the resources. Okay, these resources. You want to create a file or edit a file, or I mean whatever it is, services, enable the services, disable the services and stuff like that. So what we call this one, you know, this in Ansible, this we call it state. Okay, this we call it a state. Okay, so understand that this we call it a state. Now, so here what do you want? Let me ask the questions. What do you want, or let's say which task, understand that, which task you want to perform in server? Which one task? Okay, remember here I said one task you want to perform in the server. That one task is equal to, we call it Ansible module. Understand that, what we call it, Ansible module. So now question is here in Ansible, come back here, understand this here. Whenever you install Ansible, you get so many tools also, and you get modules also and plugins also. Understand that, modules and plugin. Here I have shown you. Initially I did not discuss because I don't want to push so many content. I wanted to show you this is the modules and plugins. Plugins are not, locations are not given, but modules are, locations are given. So you'll find modules also and plugins also. What is that modules and what is the plugins? How to understand that? So understand that modules is a unit of code. Understand that unit of code which would execute in ARS. Yes, one module is a unit of code. For example, if you want to understand the module, then it's like a copy, delete, file, something like that. So if you want to copy some files, you can use the copy module. Okay, or if you want to do something with file operations, you can use the file module. If you want to do something with the services, you can do the service module. If you want to work with the packages, install the packages and stuff like that, then you can use the package module. So this is the module, guys. Now whenever you copy, so don't you think they will ask you, tell me the source file and destination location? So whenever you create a file, don't you think it will ask you, tell me the file name and content of the file? Or whenever you start the services, don't you think it will ask you, okay, tell me the file service name and what you want to do, start or stop or what exactly? Or when you install the package, don't you think it will ask you the package name and tell you what you want to do? You want to install or uninstall, or what do you want to do? So basically that's called parameters. Understand that. So module is nothing but a unit of code which would execute in ARS, and example it can be here, and each module require parameters.
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
These parameters are two types of again. One is like required parameter. Okay, prompt for parameter is something like prompt parameter. One is required parameter and one is another optional parameter. Okay, that's called module. Now guys, here what happens, whenever you install Ansible, you will get thousands of core module we call it. Core modules are here in Ansible. You can develop your own modules also. I will teach you day 5. Okay, so thousands of core module is in built with Ansible. That's the beauty about it. Okay, are you understanding, right? What's the module? The code which will be executed in ARS, which required the parameter. It can be required parameter or optional parameter. That's called module. Or all of you are getting it? All of you?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay, so custom module also you can develop, but I'll teach you day 5. Now next one is what is the plugins then? So basically plugins basically is again code. Understand that. Plugins again is a code which empowers various functionality of Ansible. Simple. That means let's say Ansible, you say Ansible itself. I'm saying Ansible itself. Ansible have a 10 features. So typically what I'm saying, like Ansible is having 10 plugins, something like that. These plugins are inbuilt actually, and we can develop and we can extend the more functionality also of Ansible. It's nothing related to the server management, configuration management. No, configuration management is done by modules. See here, unit of code that will be executed in the ARS, that's called module. But here plugins means the code which empower the various functionality of Ansible alone. Okay, so understand that that's a difference between module and plugin. Plugin means feature of Ansible. Modules means the code which will be run in ARS. Okay, so now let me show you that which are the modules are there. I will just write in Google Ansible modules. Why I'm asking you to look at the official documents only? Because it's up to date all the time. Okay, look at this here. This is the index file for 2.9 modules. Okay, if you want to see the latest one, though that is the latest only, just here it is. Latest is gone. 2.9 only, let's look at it. So here you look at this, these are the modules category. I said thousands of it, right? So these are the modules category. Let's look at the one of the module which is like I said, right? One of the module like a copy module. Okay, so I'll just give the comma in between. So copy module. So you will find that copy module under the files modules. Files is a category. Okay, and here you see so many modules are there. So many modules. Don't worry about it. Slowly you will get to know which module should be used for what purpose. Here is the copy module. Copy files and remote locations. And here using this module, you can copy the files. But also I said these modules has a parameters. Some parameters are required, some parameters are optional. So how do you understand this? Look at this, parameters. And these all are parameters and types also there. So attributes, string type, backup, boolean. Here again string, here your path. So like that. And here you see the destination parameter is required also, is in red. Now you see here choices, that means some parameter will be having certain choices like yes or no. And you see the blue one which is default, by default set in the Ansible. If you want to change this behavior, you have to make it yes, like that. Okay, there's a required here. And this line which it says added in 2.4, that means Ansible has a different releases, 2.4, 2.5. So that option got added in a Ansible 2.4 onwards only. That means if you're using Ansible 2.3, this option you cannot use it, like that. So this table you have to understand it. Again, if you see that here, dest is a parameter, okay, but you can also use aliases like a path also, okay. And here also you see, let's say force is a parameter, you can also use aliases thrust tree, like that. So this table you have to understand very well. If you don't understand this table, it will be a problem for you, okay. So like that, remember how many modules you have? Thousands of modules. And where do you get all these options? Only one place you look at. These are the modules. Now plugins, I'm not getting into that because that's a feature of Ansible, and slowly we'll learn that. But for the discussion sake, I want you to spend some time here, so you will just become familiar with it. So here, this is the plugins. All the plugins, this you can develop your own plugins also, but these are the category of plugin: action plugins, become plugin, cache plugin, callback plugin. So many plugins are there. So this basically is the features of Ansible. Understand that these are the features of Ansible. So under the action plugin, you have so many plugins again: connection plugin, inventory plugin, shell plugin, strategy plugin, vars plugin. So many plugins are there. So these are, because as a feature anyways you will be learning actually one by one, but you have to understand this is the feature plugins here. So yeah, so I basically I talked about it. Okay, when you install the Ansible, you get a modules, thousands of modules. You can write your own modules. Remember, the modules is a unit of code which will run in ARS, okay, and each module requires some parameters. Here plugins is nothing but the features of Ansible, and again you can write additional plugins also, and you will find lots of executable. Then some of this path which I have shown you, configuration file, and these two things you have to write it: Ansible playbook and Ansible inventory. So guys, did you understand that? What is the modules, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now guys, here what I'm doing right now, see, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? So you have to decide. So you have to select the modules. Remember, Ansible module. So let's decide some of the tasks here. What do you want? So this is called pseudocode. Okay, this is called pseudocode. So what exactly this is? Basically, whatever you want, you have to put it in a pseudocode. So I am just set up a web server. That's the project. Understand that? So now, in order to set up a web server, what you need to do? So typically, step number 1, install HTTP server. Okay, understand that. Step number 2, copy index.html file into that location I am telling you, var www.html. I know that, so I'm just telling you. Step number 3, what you have to do? Start a HTTP server. Simple. Now this is your project. The project was web server, set up a web server. You convert it into pseudocode, step 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so now what you need to do? So guys, you have to come to this place and find out that modules for it. How do I find the modules? Because there are thousands of modules are there. How do I find out? So one of the easy way I will tell you right now, but in the future, again, this with the experience you will get used to it. Okay, so let's say I want to install HTTP server. So I want to find a module for it. So what module is good for us, for me? So here, Ansible module for what? Installing package. That's a generic word, right? Installing package. Enter. Now my operating system is CentOS, understand that. So let's see that. And here I got to know yum, there is a multiple modules are there, package modules are there, yum modules are there, apt modules are there, and many modules are there. You will find it if you go to this page. You will find it, so many modules are there. Now look at this, which module to be used. So here there's a module for package. Here it is. Okay. Now you see here, for installing the package, see how many modules you have. So language specific modules you have it like BOR, Bundler, Composer, CSpan, Easy, Gem, Maven, NPM, Peer, pip, and all. OS operating system related packages are there. So which module you need it for the time being? Which module in CentOS, if you want to install any package, which module we need it? Just for the any guesses?
Yum.
Yes, so, right. Remember, so understand that whenever you have a project, write this project, convert into the pseudocode. For each pseudocode, you write a module name. Find a module name. Now here for the copy module. For starting the service, I know that, so I'm just speeding up service module. Simple. Now I told you each module required a parameter. So you will go and ask them only that look for the parameter which is required. Okay, only required one. Okay. So here if I see, I don't see the required one. So that means everything is optional. Nothing is required. So what to do? So first basic, I will use my judgment. I want to install package. So two things I will select. Which package? So something like name. Here it is. So there's one parameter called name, and what do you want to do? You want to install the package or uninstall or remove. So that is called a state. Remember, here I said, right? Look at, recall the discussion. Go up, see here. File. You want to create, edit, delete, what do you call it? State. So every module will have a state. So these are the modules it's supported with these steps. A state. Absent state is supported, installed, latest, present, and remove. By the way, none of these are default. When it's in blue, that means it's a default, but none of these are default. So what do you have to say? Let's say you want to say installed. Okay. And again, you can read more about it here. What is the meaning of sent, install, latest, present, removed? So I'll say installed. So this is the state which you wanted. So like that, what you will do, you will select all these parameter. So you'll go for the copy also. So simply I will copy Google, that will be more faster for me. Copy module. Here it is. You can read the documentation. And here, if you look at this, which is required, so I'm reading this. There's none required actually. So what I have to do, I have to select the source and destination. So destination, okay, this is the older one, by the way, 2.4. 2.9 will be more better documents. Don't use the older documents. They will, in the URL itself, it will be written whether it's a new one or old one. So go for it, the new one. This is the one. Okay, so do you have anything required? Let me see that. See here in the 2.9, the path is required or destination is required. So here I will write, okay, for the copy, destination and source, of course, it's not required, but you can specify here. Now start a server service module. So go for this like this, Ansible module service module. This will be much faster, by the way. Over the period of time, you get an experience also. Okay, and service module. Okay, so here service module, again you look at this here, required. See, the required is there. Remaining options also you may want it, but again when you want to detailed about it, then you can go for it. So here, which module you want? Service module. What is the required? Name. Do you have anything required? No. State, what do you want? So if you don't select the step, nothing will happen. So what do you want? Restart it. Wonderful. So see, the question was decide what you want. So basically you are asking which task, which one task. Right now only one task. So one task is this one, this is the second task, third task. Which one task you want to perform, and for that you have to look for the module. Module has the parameters, and parameters I have listed down. That's all. So now you're going to run it. Remember, Now you're going to run it, nothing else. So remember here, what are you going to run it? So first run one task in one machine, which is called localhost. So how do you know that? How can you run this? So guys, I don't know. I don't know. So what should I do? I should ask whom? Ansible itself. Tell me Ansible, I want to know how can I run one module but through command line. Remember here, all I'm saying is a command line. Okay, so how can you run the task in a command line? Okay, how can you run a task in a command line? So I will ask Ansible, and I didn't get that option, so -h I will add it. See here. Please understand that it's very important for all of you. Okay, you have to spend some time here because this is very important for all of you. We will discuss in detail little later. For time being, let me show you these options. So tell me one thing, all of you. In this here, we have options. So first thing, what I said is very simple way. Hey Ansible, take this inventory where you want to run and run this playbook. That's all. 3 things. So here playbook will become a module. Inventory is become a local host for me. Correct? Local host. So tell me here, which option is there using that you can specify the module? Any options which you see here? These all are command line options, by the way. See optional arguments for Ansible here. So which command line which will help me to specify the module's name? All of you, tell me.
Dash M.
Which one?
-M.
-m. See here. So I will learn myself. You will learn yourself. Module name. So here you can specify. But let's say if you don't specify, then what will happen? So there is one module which is called command module, which will run. If again, understand that if you don't specify, there is a module name called command module, which will run automatically. That's a default module to run. But I don't want to run command module. I want to run this module. Okay, so module I have specified. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will create a command here. So here, the command which I'm creating right now is like this. Here, hey, what do you want? I want to install HTTP server. So here, start with Ansible ad hoc commands. And which module you want? Yum. So -m. Okay, but where do you want to run? Local host, same machine. Okay, so Ansible local host. How do I know? So if you see that here, positional arguments, how can you place it? So here pattern and host pattern, you can specify next to it. So here, that's what I'm doing it. Ansible, where do you want to run it? Local host. Which module you want to run it? I want to run yum module. Okay, this module I want to run it. But what is the parameter? Name and state is equal to install. So I'll put it up. Name is equal to what? HTTPD. That's the package name. And what you want to do? State is equal to installed. That's all. This command is ready to do the first step. Did you all understand that? All of you? All of you?
Yes.
Okay. So same way, I will write a second ad hoc command. What do you want? Copy. So copy module. What are the parameter? Dest source. What is the source? So the source is index.html from the current location. Where it should store? It should store in the destination. Dest. Understand that? Okay. Simple. So this command line ad hoc command is so simple. What do you want? Service module. Name, which package you want to start? HTTPD. What do you want to do? State, restart it or start it, whatever you want to do. So guys, tell me, is it difficult to create a ad hoc commands for anything which you want to do? Is it difficult? All of you? Hello? Am I audible, guys?
Yeah, it's you're audible.
Okay.
It's fine.
So now let me run it. All of you, look at my screen. So here, see here, which HTTPD? See, it's not there. So can I run this first command?
I think you need to give space after
Yeah. But there's a more problem in that. We'll see that. So guys, here, what is the problem? It says unrecognized argument name is equal to HTTPD, state is equal to installed. Okay. So
This
so here it
conference will
says
now be recorded.
the argument is not recognized at all, but I remember I provided the arguments correctly. I showed you also, I copy pasted also, there's no problem. So here they are not recognized the whole part altogether. Why so? So I'll see the answer here. So any solution? Do you see any solutions here? Look at this. See here. Vault password not familiar. List host. Syntax check. Versioning check. Module path not. Variables. Inventory no. Module name I've used it. Something? Did you find out? All of you?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Right? So like that you will learn yourself. There's a problem. That problem. So if you want to pass the arguments like that, let's run. We will find more problems. Clear the screen. What is the problem, guys? Can you help me here? In a local host, it got failed. See the troubleshooting. Here, few things which we need to understand slowly. Ansible fact, package manager, yum. It says changed false. Change means no changes has happened. It's false. What it was trying to do, install HTTPD. What message you got it? And what is the results? Tell me. And results, which plugin it got used to install the plugin? I mean package, Lang plugin, Lang packs. So tell me, what is the problem here?
We need to switch into root.
See, yeah, see here, yum install manually. I'm doing it, and you will get some problem. Same problem you got over there also. Understood or not? So whenever you execute through any Ansible script, you should be having permissions also. So remember, Those are the default things. So right now I'm giving a permission, I'm using a sudo. And now all these things to be resolved now. Can we check now which HTTPD? See, it got installed. So now I will do this sudo. So like that, you will troubleshoot yourself, find out then issues yourself, fix that issues yourself. Can we run this command, second one? Oh. There's a problem in that. So here, double quote, a single quote you can use it, by the way. What is the problem, guys? Anyone help me with that? Anyone?
The source file, I'm not sure if index.html.
Yeah, correct. Source file has to be there. Index.html. I'm creating this source file h1. Welcome to an DevOps school. Ansible class. I stored it, created it, run it. Done. Can we validate that file is there or manual? Remember, it's a local host, right? See, working fine. Now can we check this one also? There's this problem in this script also. So see, so easy. Now can we check ps-ef grep httpd? You got it. You got it. So can we validate? So this is the IP address. Go to this URL and you have it. There's a spelling mistake, by the way. Ignore it. Okay. So this is the stuff. So now guys, what we did, see here, only this one we did. Do one task in one machine. So did you find? Now again, same command will work in the remote machine also and multiple remote machine also. Same command, no change in the commands. I'll teach you. Don't worry about it. So this is the stuff which we do that. So guys, did you understand that how Ansible ad hoc commands works? All of you? All of you?
Yes, fine.
Okay. So guys, let's pause. I mean, let's repeat this so you'll not get confused. So what I was saying, whenever you install Ansible, actually you get a modules also, plugins also, and so many tools also. Yes, you'll get so many things. But the question is, what is a module? So module is basically a piece of code which will run in ARS. In ARS means remote server. The modules, you have thousands of modules supported by Ansible, which is built in. List of all supported modules, the URL I have it given here. Please check it out. Some of the modules, the name I mentioned here, like a copy, file, service, package, and each module has a parameter. Some of them are required, some of them are optional. How to refer it all? Always official documents. We have a plugins also. Plugins are nothing but features of Ansible. Right now we have nothing to do with the plugins, but we need to know conceptually what is a plugins. Plugins is feature of Ansible. So there are certain features which is inbuilt, certain features we can install it separately. We can code plugins also, and then you get a hell lot of utility which I showed you here. One of the utility which I have used just now.
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
To add for ad hoc script, that's called Ansible. Okay, and these are the path and all. You please hard code in your mind state. And here you have ansible.cfg. Okay, all of you. And then here playbook, we decided no, we will not write a playbook. Why? Because we got lazy. We will do everything through the ad hoc command. Why? Because ad hoc command also is very powerful. Same ad hoc command will work in the local host and then remote machine and the multiple remote machines. So first let's learn the ad hoc commands. Okay, and then inventory, which also we have not used so far, we will use after some time, which is nothing but a collections of IP address of ARS. Okay, so we are doing this one. We did this. I showed you the demo of this one. Next demo will be here and then here and then here, like that. Okay, so how to get started? So first of all, you decide what you want in the remote server, what kind of changes you want. So I decided, okay, pseudocode, I want to set up a web server. So first what I should do, if a large project you have, convert into the pseudocode, small steps, because if you don't convert it small steps, you will not be able to locate the modules for it. So I did it manually. I did it. I said, okay, if I want to set up a web server, I have to do all this stuff manually. So install the HTTP server, then copy the packages, and then started the server. Simple logic. So I got to know, okay, for each and everything we need to have a module and their parameters. We map this out of here, and same thing we put it in the ad hoc commands in a certain way. So using in order to create this command formation, I also learned, okay, there are so many optional arguments we have in the each utility. So let's say Ansible has so many options available. Again, we will learn all this stuff and get going. After that, you have some privilege escalations. As of now, I'm not discussing. We'll discuss one by one, and connections options as well. But we will discuss a little bit later. Yeah. So guys, this is the command. Let me tell you, the same command will work in the local host. The same command will work in the remote host. Same command will work in 20 different hosts also. So all of you guys, did you understand that? Any questions, any doubts?
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan, and grow your skills immensely.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.